Hello and welcome back to the Motorhome review channel. Jules and I are back out in the Coachman Travel Master and we're down in Swanage, which is on the Dorset Coast. I absolutely love Swanage. I've been here a few times, but I've chosen a new site to try, and this is Ulwell Holiday Park. Not been before. Booked in, we've had 4 nights here. We're actually heading off tomorrow. In this video, I'm going to show you the holiday park, walk down into Swanage and show you Swanage. Then we're going to jump on the bus, the open top bus, and have a ride through to Bournemouth via Sandbanks and Studland. And then we're going to jump on our Mark II e-bikes and head off to Corfe Castle. Corfe Castle is another one of my favourites, so that's what we're going to be doing. So let's make a start, first of all, and talk about Ulwell Holiday Park. So as I say, it's on the outskirts of Swanage. It's about a mile's walk back down to the seafront, and we're going to be doing that next. In terms of the site, so they've got around 70 hard standing and grass pitches, and there's also static caravans here as well. So if you're coming with family, you can mix it up a bit. Now, my pitch that I've booked, this is £36 a night. I've ended up on a fully serviced pitch. When I went to book, this was the only one that was available for my unit. Whether that's because of the length, I don't know. But it is actually really busy. It is the 18th of March, I believe it is. And the site is really quite full. So let me show you the pitch, then we'll have a look around the park and venture off. So this is pitch number 18. We're actually up near the top end of the park, as you can see from here. These hard standings were actually put in last year. So we've got the gravel shale down this end. I mean, when I say the size of the pitch, we're nearly 8.5 metres long and it's absolutely huge. So down here on the fully serviced, you will get electric hookup. There's also a fresh water tap, and then there's a grey waste dump point here, and there's also a grey waste dump on the tap as well. Now, round the back, plenty of space still here at the back. I haven't had to go far up, and as I say, this is pitch 18. I know the Travel Master looks mucky. We set off and it was spotlessly clean, and then we hit the motorways and we just got filthy, so I do apologise. The other side here, so this, if you had a caravan or you wanted to put your wind out awning out, there's room here for that. And then obviously if you've got a car with you as well, there's room at the front of the pitch. Now, we're lucky at the moment the grass pitches are closed, but these are all grass pitches running down here in front of us. So when the site's busy, you are going to have people opposite you, but the views are stunning. So we've got the hills all around and we can see down the site there. Literally there, that little cabin. There's also fresh water, grey waste and a chemical disposal point there. And then the bins and the service block are a little bit further. So we'll have a look at that very soon. Just down at the bottom corner, at the bottom of this little hill, there's a stile that you can climb over and you can walk up that hill. There's actually an obelisk up at the top that you can get to as well. So there we go, there's a few bits about the pitch. £36 a night it's cost for fully serviced in March. There's also a restaurant on site and a swimming pool and a shop. So we'll take a look at those as we venture down. I'll just get my bag and we'll make our way. So as I said, Jules and I have actually been here, this is our 4th night, there we go, and we've been up to all sorts of things, so we'll show you that as we go. But the site, really quiet, lovely and quiet. It is a couples, solo traveller or family campsite, and it is dog friendly as well, so you don't have to worry about any of that. So that is our pitch there at 18. Let's venture off down the hill and make our way to the service block first of all. Now the road around the park, it actually loops round, but we're going to take the footpath and just cut down to the services. So that path is literally just a couple of pitches down from us, and you'll find that here. So we'll trundle off down this path and go and make our way to the service point. This bit here, there's a couple of steps here. The other way to get to it is literally having to drive around the roadside as well. Down at the bottom of the stairs, there's also other disposal points dotted about. So if you are on a standard hard standing or grass with electric, you'll find water and waste points around there, and also the bins. So I'll see you up at the service block next. The service block, there is a laundry room, and then to access the main building, you will need a card that they give you. There's also 2 washing up areas. There is a defib as well if the worst happens. And then these services themselves, as I say, you'll get the card when you check in. That'll open the door and in you go to the ladies and the gents, and there's also an accessible room in there as well, and I believe there's a family room. And then if we just pan round, so we've literally walked from just up there, cut through and come up this little hill. These are some of the grass pitches that are dotted about. These open a little later in the season, but again you can just see the view, and there's other hard standing pitches that run down there and across the bottom. There's a children's playground down there. Jules was on there. He was asked to leave twice. He wasn't really. Children's playground. And then there's these static caravans as well. So say if you come in as a family, you could also hire one of these. What we shall do now is continue just following the path around the park, and we'll drop down to the main reception where we came in, and where the swimming pool is, and also the restaurant, because Jules and I tested that out and it was really good. So I'll venture off down here and I'll see you a bit further near the entrance to the park. Come down the ramp and we're actually now at the exit and then the entrance. When Jules and I came in, we came up Ulwell Road, turned down onto this lane, and this is where you come in, and then you're actually going to fork off up to the touring area, which is at that first fork there. When you come to leave, you're going to have to go down this slope here and then make a left turn. Now, in terms of cycling, I'll talk about this first because Jules and I have actually been cycling. When you want to go cycling, you can cycle to Corfe Castle. So we got our e-bikes out up on the pitch, cycled down through the park, and then came down to this exit point. We went right out of the exit and then took our first right turn. There's a lane there. Now that lane is going to take you all the way to Corfe Castle. You just need to follow the lane, bear to the right. If you see any other turns, just keep right. It's relatively traffic free, or it was yesterday when we went on it. There and back we came across 4 vehicles, so that's not bad. It is a narrow lane. It will drop you into Corfe Castle itself. When you get to Corfe Castle, to the end of the road, we did a left and then a right, and that's where you're going to find shops, pubs and the village bakery, which is absolutely fabulous. You can also buy tickets as well if you want to go right up to see Corfe Castle. As far as I know, Corfe Castle is National Trust. And then it was back on the bikes for Jules and I, and we pedalled our way back. And then we had a lovely afternoon on our pitch, because as you can see, we've got fabulous weather. I've got my coat on now, but yesterday it was t-shirt weather. It was fabulous. So anyway, if you want to go cycling to Corfe Castle, that's the way. You can also cycle to Studland. To do that, you're going to go out onto the main road and go left, and then follow that up to the top and turn right. That road is a little bit busy, so I'd just be mindful if you're thinking of cycling to Studland or further afield. Those are going to be fairly busy roads. I personally advise that you just pedal off to Corfe, because you can go to the village bakery and it's absolutely fabulous. Right, when Jules and I drove in, we parked here. This is where they advise that you park with your touring unit, and we went into reception. In reception, they check you in, they give you the card so you can use the toilet facilities, and they also give you a map with your pitch and where you need to go. We were allocated our pitch, but obviously if you've got a preferred pitch, maybe you can just give them a call or make a request on your booking. There's an indoor swimming pool. Again, it's free to use, it's included in your pitch price. They asked us if we wanted to go. I told her Jules swam like a duckling and she just looked at me, and that was the end of that conversation. So we haven't tried the pool. And then there's the village inn, the door there, the green door. That does breakfast, lunch and evening meals, or you can just get a drink throughout the day. We've had lunch in there. The food is a little bit expensive, to be totally honest, and obviously, you know, I'm a bit tight, but they've got a captive audience. We enjoyed it though. Drinks, we found the drinks were fairly good value. We had Pepsi Max and that was good. But otherwise, food, absolutely fabulous. And that lady and gentleman sat down there actually on the pitch next to us and watch our channel. So we've had a lovely chat with them as well. So there we go. And then there is a cafe which they're just redoing for this season. So we haven't been able to try that, but that's a little shop and takeaway coffee place that's been revamped. So that is literally, as you drive in, where you're going to go, up to reception and the village inn for food and drinks, which, yeah, it was good. We enjoyed it. Inside, beautifully finished as well. Now, turning around, this is the road that Jules and I drove up on and turned in. I'll just show you up here. I'll get Jules to turn you around and then you can actually see what I'm talking about. So here we go. Right, this road here. Now, heading up that way, you're heading away from Swanage. There is a bus stop there for the number 50. The number 50 is the bus that Jules and I are going to take. You can get it from the bus station in Swanage. Then there's a number of stops, including right outside the park. Jump on the 50, it'll take you out then to Studland. You can go around Studland, that's a beautiful beach and there's cafes there. The bus will then get the ferry over towards Sandbanks. Sandbanks is where a lot of celebrities live, it's quite well known. You can get off there as well, and then it'll head on all the way to Bournemouth, so you can choose where you want to get off. The bus goes past at this time of year, almost every hour. So that's where you're going to get it. And when you want to get off on the way back, the bus stops literally on the other side of the road. To walk to Swanage, which is what Jules and I are going to do now, we're going to walk straight back down this road. Follow your nose, you'll probably have come in that way, so you'll probably be able to find your way back. But we're going to walk down there into Swanage, right onto the seafront. It's about a mile, so I will next see you literally when we get back down there to the seafront. Right at the bottom of the road, you will get to the sea and the beach. Swanage has got a fabulous beach. Now, to my right over there, you can see the cliff headland there. This part of the beach, there's actually a couple of cafes that are open at more in season time. They're closed at the moment. We're going to continue this way, which is where we're going to get into Swanage Centre itself. There's loads of cafes and places to eat down there. The beach, it is dog friendly at the moment. There are restrictions from May to September. I don't know if that's all of the beach. Obviously look on the council website and find out that information for yourself if you have a dog. But that's what we're going to do. There's also an RAF plane that's been flying around circling. It's a bit far out to sea now. And it's dropped some people with parachutes as well, and they've just landed in the sea. So I don't know what that's about, but that was quite interesting to watch. Right, so what we'll do, we'll continue on into Swanage and take a closer look there. And the number 50 bus, literally the stops all the way along here as well. So you can dive on it at any point to get from Swanage all the way to Bournemouth. Right, let's trot on that way and see what we find. I know there's a couple of good chip shops because I've tried them before, so let's head on. I'm not getting fish and chips today though, that's not happening. We've wandered a little bit further and we're on Banjo Pier. There's actually a bus stop at the end of here that's the 50 as well, so you can always get the 50 from here. But we walked along there and there's the beach and everyone's dogs out and about, and then panning around. It's beautiful weather today. The day we got here was a little bit overcast, so we waited today to come back down to film again. If you carry on past there, you'll see all the little beach huts, some public loos and bits and pieces. You continue on there. That road is literally going to take you into sort of Swanage itself, where you're going to find all the shops and restaurants, and it continues round a little bit further, and then there's further to explore as well on foot if you continue that way. If you're coming here for the day in your motorhome or campervan and you need to park, there's a car park on Victoria Road. That's where Jules and I always used to park in the motorhome, so it might be worth checking out that that's still suitable for motorhomes. So Victoria Road, that's where we always went. Right, we'll have a little trundle on, and then we'll get that bus. And that RAF plane's still flying around. I don't know if you'll be able to see it or not. Can you see it there at that level? I don't know whether you'll see it or not. He's just banking round now. But he's come from Oxford. Those of you that know about RAF stuff will know, I don't, but he's come from RAF Oxford, and he's literally just been doing loops, because we've looked on the app, because you can check planes, and he's just looping round out to sea. What was it, an A400, Jules? An A400, that? So yeah, I don't know what he's doing, but I don't think I'll ever get to know, will I? Anyway, right, come on, let's carry on. And if by magic we're in Bournemouth now, so Jules and I, we got from Banjo Pier onto the number 50 bus, and that headed off past Studland, then onto the Studland ferry. So the bus crosses over on the ferry, and that brought us to Sandbanks. From Sandbanks we carried on. Now you can obviously jump off wherever you choose. You can get off all little different places. We did the tap on and tap off on the bus, so it's a set fee for when you get on it, and then it registers when you get off, if that makes sense. So it's not really a set fee, is it? So, and then it does where you get off. So Jules and I, we've come almost to the end of the bus route. We've gone a long way, so we're down in Bournemouth now. We got off at Admiral's Walk. As you can see, the beautiful beach behind us. What we're going to do is we're going to get some lunch here. There's actually a Harvester, so you choose where you want to eat, but we're just going to go to Harvester and give that a go. Then we'll wander back up and get the bus, and the bus will drop us back at Ulwell Holiday Park. So we don't need to go back into Swanage. We're going to get the bus back at the holiday park. So we'll have a trundle around, get some lunch, and we'll probably see you next back on the pitch. And we're back on the pitch, just like that. So there we go. That was a rather brief, but I think information that you need, visit to Ulwell Holiday Park at Swanage. As I say, we ended up on pitch 18. Absolutely fantastic size pitch. We've had a brilliant time. So what would I say? Well, the things to do, obviously you can walk straight down into Swanage. We've literally just gone and got that number 50 bus from Swanage to Bournemouth and back. That's really good fun. And we got the open top bus on the way back. Top tip, if you go on that, watch out for overhanging branches. One young man got smacked right in the face. I'm not laughing at him getting smacked right in the face, but yeah, be really careful. Clearly dangerous. So that was really good. Cycling, we did cycle to Corfe Castle. That was a nice bike ride, but I don't know how busy that lane will be in the height of summer. It was fine when we went the other day. Other things you can do, you've got the whole of Dorset to explore. There's loads of things to do. Other great things people enjoy is Durdle Door. I know that's always a popular one. Charmouth, going to Poole as well as Bournemouth. So plenty to do. Or you can just sit on your pitch, go to the swimming pool and then go into the pub on site. Completely up to you. But yeah, we've had a brilliant time. I definitely recommend this park, really quiet and peaceful. That just about sums everything up. I'll put links in the description for the bits and pieces that I think you need to know about so you can have a look for yourself. So as always, thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one.